Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth,
And I'm Coach Victoria.
and in this video we're going to be talking to you about is no contact the silent treatment.
Ooh, this is a hot topic. Before we get into it, I did want to say that Craig and I are available for coaching sessions. So if you would like to talk about your situation one-on-one with one of us, you can do so by heading to the website and booking from there.
Absolutely. You know, there are so many different videos out there about no contact at this point, and some of it is toxic and manipulative. Okay? Our approach is to be healthy in the way that we teach it, and so we know it can get confusing. We want everybody to be in a healthy situation, and going into no contact can feel scary. It can feel like it's cruel. It can seem like you're being mean to your partners. Those of you that are really sensitive or caring might feel like, this feels really mean. I don't want to go in no contact. I don't want to be mean to them. But the way that we teach it is simply by leaving someone alone. We're not telling you to ignore people. We're telling you to leave them alone and let them reach out to you when they're ready, because that is respecting their desires and it's respecting yourself.
Right, so we're going to go over some of the differences between no contact and the silent treatment, because many of you might be feeling like you are neglecting your partner.
Yep.
Especially if part of what the issues were in the relationship were that your partner felt neglected.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard to go into no contact because you just feel like you're doing more of that.
Everything inside of you feels like, oh, now I can't be like that. I have to correct, but you still have to respect. You've got to leave them alone.
Right. And of course, it may vary in case by case situations, which is why we offer coaching to kind of guide you through those specifics. But for the most part, we do encourage no contact after a breakup if you are trying to repair things.
Yeah.
So the silent treatment is a form of manipulation, and it's typically used to punish someone. It's withholding affection, attention, communication.
What does that mean? Why would you do the silent treatment?
The silent treatment is to get back at someone. Maybe they did something that made you mad. Maybe you want them to do something and they're not doing it. Maybe you're really hurt by the breakup and you say, well, I want them to feel the loss, even if they're reaching out to me and being super polite and being super kind and, all of that. So it's kind of like trying to send this message that, I don't need you.
Yeah.
But in a cocky way rather than a I'm healthy and independent and doing my own thing type of way.
Very different.
Very different. And no contact is a strategy that provides you and your ex the space that you need to be able to process, accept, and heal through the breakup. So these are very different from each other.
Yes.
One has the intention of hurting the other. One has the intention of trying to get back at someone or have them feel pain, versus the other is more based on your own journey, their own healing journey, and really trying to lean more towards respect of their space and politeness between the two of you, of course dependent on how the situation ended.
Sure. And if you think about it, the big difference between no contact and the silent treatment is that no contact is happening because of a breakup, because somebody has ended the romantic relationship and changed the dynamic of the connection. The silent treatment is when you're still together and one person is not making any attempts to repair it, which can feel very cruel.
Right. And so if you do hear from an ex or your partner, if you're giving the silent treatment, we talk about being able to be responsive to that. You don't want to ignore an ex. You don't want to reject them when they're, extending an olive branch and trying to make that connection. We want to be able to meet our ex where they're at, just like you would want that for you if you were in that situation.
Absolutely.
So the difference here is that they've decided to end the relationship, and so you are just abiding by their wishes by giving them that space.
Absolutely. And what do we say? We say if they reach out, to respond. You don't have to rush. You don't have to be eager, but we tell you to respond. Now, if they continue to breadcrumb, that is a whole nother story. But oftentimes we're talking about you guys have been in no contact for several months. You haven't talked to each other, and then somebody reaches out after 4 or 5 months or something like that.
Right. And in no contact, when you do hear from an ex, your response is polite. Your response is emotionally controlled. Your response is balanced. Versus somebody who's giving the silent treatment, They might say, no, I don't want to talk to you. No, don't talk to me. Why are you reaching out to me?
Yep.
I don't want to hear it. So you might be going through anger through a breakup, and that's normal. But how you handle hearing from your ex, if you're trying to repair the relationship, is very, very, very important. You know, you don't want to act bitter or angry or hostile, because that's just going to push them away. And it also shows just that you're not ready to repair.
Absolutely.
So the silent treatment, like we had said before, can lead to a lot of breakups because it is neglectful. And it is neglectful in the sense that you might hear from your ex and you continue to stick to the silent treatment. And I know some other coaches out there do teach that way, that you are to ignore an ex for 30 days or whatever it might be. But these things can be discouraging to the other person and doesn't, facilitate that kind of connection that you want.
I mean, it's scary for your ex, believe it or not. And then if you ignore them, they may never reach out again. Let's say you follow that coach that says ignore someone for 30 days and they reach out 6 times in that 30 days. Then what? You think they're going to keep reaching out and facing that rejection? I'm sorry, but that's not how human beings operate. So we don't advise to ignore a certain amount of days or anything like that.
Right.
We're trying to help you guys see things like an adult and act like an adult, even though it's challenging with all your emotions.
Exactly.
And it is.
It is. And it's interesting, most people will use the silent treatment when what they need most is communication. Versus in no contact, what you are needing most is space. Space to be able to understand what the heck just happened in your relationship. Space to understand, your own issues that have shown up. Space to understand attachment styles, mental health issues, personal growth. So one is centered on space being helpful and productive, and the other is space being hurtful and distancing.
Yep. In a situation where you're supposed to be communicating.
Correct.
Okay. When you're in a romantic relationship, it needs communication. When somebody's ended that connection, and that's essentially what they're doing when they break up with you, there is no need for you to reach out and connect with them.
Exactly. And I would say to the person who thinks no contact might be mean, I would also take a look at just boundary setting in general, because you might have similar feelings towards other really important boundaries in your life. No is a very powerful word. Being able to give space, silence is very powerful. We have so many videos on that. And so this is about protecting yourself and, being respectful about someone else's wishes for the relationship.
Yep. So overall, we just want to reiterate that we do not teach no contact in a way that is meant to be the silent treatment. We're talking about a very unique situation, a breakup. We're not telling you to ignore a partner in a relationship. That is cruel, and it hurts your partner, and it hurts the connection. If somebody's ended that relationship, they have now changed the dynamic, and there is no reason to reach out to them unless they change their mind and decide to reach out to you.
Exactly.
So we want to reiterate that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes in relationships, breakups aren't always black and white. Maybe there's a period where you feel your partner distancing. You might feel a breakup coming. And so many of you do come to us and say, well, I started no contact. Well, are you still together? Yes. Right? So there's a difference between, increasing your independence, increasing your confidence when your partner starts to pull away, and, reacting in such a way that completely blocks them out and is trying to use breakup tactics during a relationship.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Right.
It's going to wind up in a breakup. Then you're going to be using breakup tactics for real.
That's true.
All right. So hopefully this one's been helpful to you. Of course, if you want to get our help personally, you can do that on our website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Coach Victoria is also available for Skype coaching.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name at the top of the website to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.